Okay guys, it's your boy Sdpk Summerlin and welcome back to another painting video. Today we're doing a bit of a landscape, and this was supposed to be the last video of the year. It was supposed to come out just after Christmas, but things came in the way, of course, and now it's the first video of the year. So I hope you all enjoy this one. And I was trying to go for like a Bob Ross kind of inspired way of painting a landscape, just making it really simple, happy trees and everything like that, but I feel like I didn't really master that down. I have a particular way of painting things, and no matter how I go about it, I seem to always go back to painting things that way, which is very colorful, very bold, I would say. So I use pretty bold colors, and I think a lot of the colors that Bob Ross usually uses are a kind of muted, maybe desaturated. I'm not I don't have a big visual library knowledge on his stuff, but from what I can remember, I think he was an oil painter, of course. He wasn't he didn't really do acrylic paintings, and I paint with acrylic. So that's a really big distinction right there. He had wet on wet, and when I paint, it's pretty opaque, just let's go, it's stuck to the canvas now kind of things. I did glaze down and water down a lot of my paints for this though. So it's kind of based around how Bob Ross would paint things, I feel like. And specifically this painting is based on a real place, Eagle River in Anchorage, Alaska. I stay in Anchorage quite a bit, I feel like, or at least it's a place I like to go visit, and I really like Eagle River, so I decided I wanted to paint it. I had a couple pictures. It's not a one-to-one recreation of Eagle River, really. It's kind of just I took a couple different pictures I had and put them together. Maybe I'll run a couple pictures through that I've taken and show you what I meant. But mainly there's this one scene I really liked where you could see the mountains in the back and the river was flowing through and curving, and the water was just so clear, and I really didn't capture that in this painting. I mean, I can definitely work on that. I feel like my reflection game is pretty weak, but the water was what really captivated me, and the way that the sun came pouring through the little valley down there, I love that. And I kind of took a lot of inspiration from there. It's not one-to-one, of course. And I think right here you can see me putting down that green, or I put down that green, and I really shouldn't have. I really should have put down the red and the I guess that's a burnt sienna or something like that. I should have put that down first to ground the mid and foreground and everything. Because I think I kind of got confused visually with where the ground was because of the green. So you can see me going back and trying to lay things flat so I could get a better idea of where everything was. I definitely, now that I watch this, of course, I see a bunch of things where I'm I could have worked on that, I could have done something better. I think that is a big problem with me making these videos and watching everything, is I'm oh no, why did I do that? Of course, in the moment, everything seems like a good idea. In hindsight is 2020. I really could have worked on that water. It's really bothering me now. I think it turned out good. This painting should definitely be viewed from a distance. A lot of paintings really are supposed to be viewed from a distance, at least 6 feet away. That's the best viewing perspective for most paintings, and this is no exception. I think it's the only way you could view this painting. It being so close right now, first of all, it's out of focus, I think. I need to mess around with my camera stuff, but it's really out of focus. You can see me kind of adding the water line too. that is one of the things I actually learned from Bob Ross. I used to watch Bob Ross all the time as a kid, as I think a lot of people did. But he talked about water lines a lot. And I could definitely work on mine, because I remember something he said specifically was you want your water lines to be flat, horizontal. You want them to be level. Otherwise, it looks like the water is flowing off the edge of the painting. So I kind of have like a cool idea of like I could go back and do this with like a ruler doing water lines. I think that would actually be pretty fun to see how that is. I love experimenting, and this honestly was a big experiment for me in the first place. I really wanted to paint Eagle River, and I love Bob Ross, so I wanted to try and do something in that kind of vein. So a landscape just seems like fun. I don't have a lot of knowledge or experience in painting landscapes. Portraits and everything is like, that's my key spot. So I actually have a couple portrait commissions coming up. I'll probably do paintings of those, do those paintings and like record it and everything. But I do have a lot of personal projects I want to get underway. I think I mentioned a couple videos ago, wanted to paint some Pokemon and some presidents and stuff. But there's so much I want to do. I have a Lord of the Rings painting I want to do with Gollum and Bilbo. I always get them confused too, Frodo and Bilbo. Frodo is the cousin, right? The young cousin of Bilbo. Bilbo is the old man in Lord of the Rings, because the Hobbit's about Bilbo. I read The Hobbit one time, or a couple times, but I was a kid and my memory is terrible. If you know anything about me, my memory is absolute utter trash. But I think you can see here I put down some blue to kind of break up the foreground and the midground right there on the right corner. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the same thing over here on the left in a second. I think here you can see me put in this tree too. I could have worked on that tree better. My problem with this tree is I watered down my paints too much, trying to get that fluidity, that viscosity that you get with oil paintings doing like wet on wet, and I just couldn't get it. So I like gooped it up too much and it became muddy. But I mean, I think the end product was pretty good. You can see my like reflections in the water too I was working on down there. Right now, the water doesn't look that bad to me. I think I do cover some of it up, which is unfortunate, but I like the way what I did with the water later on. It kind of gave it some more character and emotion with like the motion that I do put in there, kind of making waves and everything. And if you see that tree in the middle on the little island, I was inspired by a bunch of paintings from like the 1700s. There was a specific artist that used to do it, and I looked all over the place trying to find his name. The artist that did those paintings, where he would paint trees, and he had this very specific way of painting the trees with like the branches connecting to the leaves in like this circular kind of motion. And I wanted to copy that, but also kind of remain in that Bob Ross kind of style of painting trees. So I got this weird fusion of both of them right there, I think. And if anybody knows that artist I'm talking about, or just that style of like landscape painting, is kind of like romanticism or something in the 1800s. I can't find like an example of it at all. For a while I thought it was like Goya, so I looked up a bunch of Goya paintings and I'm like, he's not really doing the trees the way I imagined them. So it might be either Italian or an English artist I'm thinking about. Honestly, it might be English, because I'm processing all this information now and just thinking out loud. But yeah, you can see I put in a log right there, kind of trying to have more business going on in the foreground, because I felt like the foreground was too little going on. And by the end of the painting, I think it's actually kind of too distracting with everything going on. You need kind of a flat surface for your eye to rest on, and I remove a good bit of that resting place for your eyes, but I think it's a fun painting nonetheless. And you can see back there on the sky, I had this pretty clean sky, and because this painting was supposed to be the last of the year, I thought, well, I can kind of do like a sunset thing, and it'd be like the sun setting on this year and this last painting of the year. This is kind of like the bookmark of everything. But I actually wound up going back and trying to make it look more like a sunrise, and it's like fighting and pushing back the night. It's like this is a new year, new day, new paintings, that kind of vibe, if you get what I'm saying. And you see me trying to put in all those strands of grass, which took a while, and I don't know if the effect really hit hard enough, but I don't know, I like it. From a distance it looks really nice. And you can see that blue for the dark night I was putting in. I was kind of thinking I would go with like some really dark like storm clouds or something, but then I went too ham into it, and kind of thought, well, you know, it could be like Aurora Borealis or something. Either way, I thought I wanted something to go really bold, because the rest of it seemed kind of muted to me. Or not muted, just like it was pretty calm besides like the river. But yeah, so let me know what you think about like how bold I went with like the river and the clouds up there. And here's all the glamour shots and everything. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and love you guys. Leave you here. Peace. There you go, Skylar. What do you think?
I really like this painting. You can tell it's a sunrise because it's not as like super vibrant, boomy over here, as if like the sun is going down. You can kind of see the sun like pushing the night sky away. And then like I like how there's like cool colors through most of it, and then like kind of like a highlight of warmer colors over here.
Yeah, I want to do something bold for the sky. Also, I don't know if you notice, but I put copper paint in here, like right over here in the sun.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you
right
can.
There.
Yeah.
I like
so
that.
In the sun, it kind of reflects.
Yeah. So in certain light, it'll look brighter and stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I think there's some more copper paint in the tree here. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like reflections on the leaves and stuff.
Yeah. And there's some copper paint. When you hold the painting like this, it's a lot easier to see kind of like how you use that copper paint as highlights.
Hell yeah, first painting of the year.
First painting of the year is fucking dope, dude.
Bright futures, here we come.
There's a hair on it.
Yeah, there's hair in it. There's a lot of hairs. This is an old canvas, dude. This is from...
There's another hair.
There's hair all over it, if you look.
Dear God.
Also, the base of this is primed with house paint. Yeah.
Why? Like exterior or interior paint?
Exterior house paint.
What the fuck? Why? Are you trying to go hang this up outside?
No, I did that like 6 years ago. I primed this canvas 6 years ago with exterior house paint. Because I liked what color gray it was.
What's the point of priming, though?
Just so it sticks better, basically.
So shouldn't the prime be sort of tacky?
What do you mean?
Like sort of tacky so that the paint sticks better?
No, you're just making a better surface. So if it was tacky, it would get gummy.
Why wouldn't canvas companies just make a better surface to begin with?
Well, I mean, it's pre-gessoed. It's just to personal taste.
Heard.
Yeah.
No, I really like the contrast in this painting.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's a subtle contrast, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's mostly cool colors. But I like how the river kind of, you can see it kind of almost fading out from like this lake. Either that or it's curving.
I like to think it's curving. It's based off of Eagle River in Alaska.
I've never been there.
It's sweet. You should go. Anyways, appreciate it, bro.
I'm really sick.
I love you.
Justin, it's frozen solid.
Sweet.
I'm keeping this.